Hey everyone! Welcome back to Sip and Chat, where we spill the tea on life lessons. I'm Anna.
And I'm Angela.
And welcome to Sip and Chat.
Yes.
So, welcome to the episode of the breakups
we don't talk about. Ooh.
So today we are going to be talking about something that can hurt just as much as a romantic breakup.
Yeah.
Which is friendships when they end.
Yeah.
I know sometimes friendships can end in arguments. Friendships can end gracefully. Friendships can end because simply both parties stop trying or it just gradually happened over time. But we're going to talk about what happens after, that we don't really talk about. Because when we lose a friend, we just talk about the memories, the past. It's never like the present or how you felt afterwards.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times we focus a lot on like you said, romantic breakups.
Yes.
And we tend to talk more about those than about friendship breakups. And I feel like they occur so much that they probably happen more than breakups.
Yeah, I really do too.
Yeah.
Because, think about it. You're not friends with the people that you were friends with when you were in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
You're not friends with the people that you were friends with when you were in elementary.
Yep.
Or middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Or high school. Sometimes you're not even friends with the people that you met in college anymore.
No, not at all. Because I was actually thinking about that on my way here. I'm like, I feel like we have friendships for every season in our life. And we have friendships at every age in our life because we have childhood friends, we have teenager friends. So it was like the middle school, high school era. And then we have college friends, but then college ends, and then what happens?
Yeah.
Then we have adulthood friendships.
We have seasonal friendships.
Yeah. I feel like we have in every time of our life, we have a certain friendship in that era.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily, I would hate to call it this way, but they don't necessarily roll over to another season.
Yeah.
Because I remember in middle school,
they're like that PTO that doesn't roll over at the end of the year.
Right. It's so sad.
I'm
sorry. Sad. That's sad.
I thought about that. I'm like, yeah, it's like the PTO time they don't roll over.
Yeah, that if you don't use it, it's gone. But like we have, because I remember in elementary school, I remember in second grade, I had a best friend and I really, really cared for her. But it was like the second grade best friend. That was it, because then we weren't friends afterwards.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then I had my middle school friends, and we were friends like the whole entire
middle school
years. Like we were buddies. We were like this. But then we went into high school, and then it was another set of friends. Mind you, I do have one or two that did go into middle school, high school, and in our adulthood era. But it's also not that it's a friendship that we talk every single day. Yeah. It's more like, hi, how are you? Okay, bye.
Yeah.
And then we'll reach out again in the next couple of months.
That's crazy. I mean, it is how it happens. I mean, we tend to minimize losing a friend compared to a romantic breakup because, I don't know, like, I think about it, like, why do we belittle the friendships that we lose compared, like, we dramatically exaggerate. We talk about, like, the breakups, like, romantically that we had, but it's not the same with the friend. Like, I've always wondered. And then, like, I think to me, it's always been, like, I always think about it. I wonder what happened to that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
me too. All the time.
And I feel like losing a friend can be more hurtful than a romantic person because you will find the love of your life at the end of the day and be complete. And you forget about, like, you'll forget about the people you dated unless you talk about it or you see them or something like that. And then the feelings aren't there as strongly, or sometimes they're not even there at all anymore. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like breakup with friendships are a lot harder than
They
anything.
are, because imagine you, okay, so let's say we have a friendship in our teenager years, right? And mind you, teenage, you're a teenager by 13 to your when like 19 years of age, right?
Yeah.
That's a teenage year.
I think so, yeah.
Or then you have the early 20s. And I remember it's like so sad, because like thinking about it makes me want to cry. Because it's so sad, because you share so much with these people that, with your friends at that time. And like sometimes you confide things that you haven't confided in others.
Yeah.
And you let them know your emotions. You'll get to know each other like in a deeper way.
Yeah.
And create those deeper connections. And then when the friendship is over, it's like, but what's going to happen with what we once talked about? Like, are they going to keep it to themselves? Are they going to share it with their new best friends? Are they going to disseminate the information everywhere?
Yeah, I've never actually thought about that.
Like, no, yeah, I've because trust me, I've had friends that confided stuff in me well, I'm no longer, I wouldn't say friends, because we're not. They don't know anything about me. I don't know anything about them anymore. But there are things that they've confided in me that, like, I'm gonna take to my grave. I don't plan on sharing it with anybody, but like, are they gonna share what I shared with them?
Yeah. Yeah, I never thought about it like that.
And it's so sad.
Yeah. I always thought of it this way. I feel like for me, it's so much more harder to lose a friend because of all the future things that you thought you were going to do together. The memories that you didn't get to have together. I don't know what it is. It's like, it honestly feels like you're grieving a person.
I feel like it's a cycle, because you are sad at the beginning and then you get angry because you're like, why didn't our friendship work? Why couldn't we have still be friends? Like, what did I do wrong, or what did we do wrong, or whatever? And then the grief comes in, because I feel like you are grieving a person, but in a different way, because they're still alive.
I feel like we never really talk about like the feelings or the emotions that you go through afterwards, because I mean, sooner or later, you're always going to talk about, oh, when I used to hang out with this person. And you talk about them like they're gone, but I mean, they're still here on this earth.
Right.
But for some reason, I mean,
thankfully, right?
Yeah.
Well, all of my friendships are still here.
Mine are too.
Yeah.
And I want to keep it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, because to be honest, even if we're not friends in this season of our lives, I wish them the very best. I wish them success. So some of the people that we were friends with at one point, I mean, we're still friends on social media. So I still see their lives. Still see some stuff, of course, what they share. But I don't know anything more other than what is posted. But I wish them the very best. I wish them well. I'm happy to see them grow, succeed, accomplish things. And it's all good.
Yeah. Which is funny because you brought up social media, because sometimes I always wonder, do you still follow the person? Do you still keep them on your social media? Because I mean, I'm not the one to delete anybody off, but I old friends that I did have that, we used to be friends on social media and we're no longer friends. And I know it wasn't on my part. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then, what if y'all have mutual friends? Like, how awkward is that? I always wonder, because, I mean, unfortunately for me, I've had that friend where we used to be really close and then we stopped being friends. And it was never really said why we stopped being friends. I always thought about it. I'm like, what happened? I just know that, it slowly started with, we stopped talking on a daily, we stopped hanging out, invited each other stop, and then eventually we became total, strangers. But then I think a little bit of years later, I had a friend group, and a friend out of that friend group was friends with that person, and they invited them, and it was just kind of like, especially when they introduce you to the person, and you're like, oh yeah. Like in my head, I'm like, do I say I already know them or do I not? Like, I kind of sit there because I'm a little blank because I don't really
Yeah.
know, what to say, and I'd
No,
be like,
my
oh
pride
yeah,
wouldn't let me. I would just be like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you."
really?
Yeah,
I am so done.
I feel like for me.
I feel like I get super like flushed, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know, like such and such, or and it's kind of like,
That's so
but
hard.
it's so awkward. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, and sometimes it wasn't that y'all ended on a bad note because I don't feel like we did, but there was never that closure to it, like
Uh-huh.
never that explanation of why
That's crazy.
the friendship ended. And I mean, and we're still very subtle, like to each other, like till this day of today, even with that mutual friend, when we are at gatherings together, like we'll say hi to each other and everything, and we'll stand there socially awkward. And if you leave us by yourselves, like we will not talk. But it's never disrespectful. Like it's just
Yeah.
like we coexist. In other words.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I feel like some friendships I wish I could have carried over to another season in my life, but I I do think that every friendship is in your life for a
Yeah.
reason, a purpose, cuz I learned a lot from my friends during those periods. And I hope they learned something from me too. But I learned a lot from them as well. And I will always cherish that. For me and the friendships I had, I feel like we just stopped talking. And I feel like that's what perhaps made the friendship end. And then I feel like for me, all of my friendships were getting married.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
I don't know. I feel like maybe I just didn't feel like we could relate in any levels.
I mean,
Because,
y'all were at different seasons of
yeah,
your life,
yeah.
yeah.
And I feel like that's why we drifted apart. Or, I don't know. And then they started to have, other friend groups. And then they started to hang out with those friend groups. But I don't know. I really don't have hard feelings for any of the ones that were my friends. I still care for them, and like I said before, I wish them the very best, but we're definitely not friends in this season.
It's just it's hard. I mean, I've always also said, if they wanted to, they will.
Yeah.
But I feel like it also applies to me.
Uh-huh.
Because
The
if
other
I
way.
wanted to, I will.
Uh-huh.
Which I feel like I'm pretty decent at reaching out until the point where I feel like, okay, they no longer want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you believe that friendships should have closure?
Mm, I don't know. Well, first of all, like I've said, I feel like I'm not a confrontational person, and I feel like that closure makes you confront another person in a way. And I don't know. I feel like maybe it should because even the Bible says the truth will set you free. I don't know. And maybe stuff are ending because the person doesn't like something about you or vice versa. And if y'all were to tell each other that, I mean, maybe there wouldn't be an ending to that friendship.
That could be true. Yeah.
Maybe y'all it would be something that y'all talked about and y'all can work out and it actually helps the friendship. So maybe closures should be necessary.
I really do believe in closure, but I am a person that I really have to know.
Oh,
Because I need to know, was it something I did?
uh-huh.
Was it something, that I could have, avoided, kind of type of thing. Which also, even in my romantic relationships, I was always very much of, I needed to know why.
Mm,
For me, it's more of a, what do I need to do so this doesn't happen to me again in the future?
yeah.
Or how can I better myself? Because I do learn a lot about myself in friendships, relationships, no
Mm-hmm.
matter, what I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
But you really do learn a lot about yourself. Like you start learning, oh, like I do kind of like this kind of stuff, or
Yeah.
I don't like this at all. Or I always feel like with the closure, it always leaves everyone at ease.
Yeah. It does.
Because I mean, I've had friendships that we didn't talk for a while, and then when we talked again, it was like, why did we ever stop talking?
Mm-hmm.
And it's always like, dang, we missed out 3-4 years of each other, but why? And, come to find out, you were going through stuff in life. I was doing something in life. And it was, it's just the timeline just wasn't adding up at the time. But friendship breakups, I feel like, are a lot messier than romantic breakups.
Yeah, it is, because at the end of the day, with those friendships, like, they can rekindle at another season. And it's not like the other type of breakups. I mean, once they're over, I hope they're over if that relationship was not appropriate per se. But like friendships, they can rekindle, they can resurface at another area in your life or in another season of your life. So I feel like friendship breakups they're also crucial and detrimental in your life, because if you really cared for the person, sometimes that could maybe like make you or break you.
Yeah.
Too, depending on how, strong your friendship was. For all of you that are watching, if let's say you do have a friendship, I feel like definitely value the time y'all spend together, create memories, cherish those memories, and don't take it for granted, because we do have the friendship today, but I hope we still have it tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
But there is a possibility you might not.
Yeah.
I would tell you, cherish that relationship. Have fun in the friendship.
Yes.
Do stuff together. And don't take it for granted, because sometimes the friends you have, you won't find in another place or in another season.
You will not find that same charisma, that same way of thinking. You will never find it in someone else. It's like dating people. No person that you ever date will ever be the same person. Everyone has their own characteristics. We're all different. That's what makes us unique. I also do feel like with friendships that you are ending, always try to end it on a good note. Always try to be cordial with each other, be respectful. Always be the bigger person. Don't ever let arguments, pettiness that can come from certain things, because don't get me wrong, there are friendships that do end, on really bad notes because of certain arguments, certain disagreements. Because like I said, no person is alike. There's going to come a time in life where both of you will not be walking the same path. Someone will choose left and someone will choose right. And that is perfectly okay. Y'all just have to learn to respect that outcome.
Yeah.
Without being disrespectful towards each other. So when it does come to, unfortunately, sometimes ending that friendship, be respectful enough and kind enough to end it on a good note. Because like we said, you never know if down the line that friendship might rekindle, and you don't ever want to have that bitter aftertaste. Like, oh, and always have that, well, they never change kind of, like, no, people grow. I mean, I want to say for one that, I've learned from my past, friendships. I'm not always going to say that I was a good friend, because honestly, there are things that I could have done a lot better. But I've learned with time, and yes, I tend to be a little more of a better friend now. But it's taken me time to kind of, learn and become that friend.
Yeah.
And I do thank the people who were very patient with me, who were friends with me, because honestly, looking back at some things, I'd be like, dang, I will not be friends with you at all. But, I mean, it's how you learn about each other,
Yeah. So, Anna, what type of friend do you think you are?
I think I'm the type of friend that can be very honest with you, open in receiving emotions of other people. I feel like now, I'm the type of friend that can be a little more graceful towards others too. Now, I will say, I always tell people, don't ask me something if you don't want a truthful, honest answer from me, because I don't know what other way to sugarcoat it. I'm not a sugarcoater.
Okay.
I'm not the type of friend that would be like, oh, yeah, it was good. And then, try to nicely tell you that it wasn't good and some like maybe something you cook, I'll be like, no, this wasn't good. Like we could have done better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's never out of like spitefulness or hatefulness. It's just if you ask me, I'm gonna give you an honest answer. But because I want that in return as well. Like I need that. Like I need to be able to know the truth. Like don't tell me things nicely. Just tell me what it is, and then I'm okay with it. But I do feel like I'm that friend that if you ever need something, I'm there for you. Even when we're no longer friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have noticed that about myself that I have had people that I have no longer been friends with, and out of the blue, they show up or something happens, and I'm there.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But I feel like that's just out of the respect of the friendship that you had with that person. It's like a divorce.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you think you are a good or a bad friend?
I don't want to say I'm a bad friend, but I feel like I am a pretty decent good friend. I'm not going to say I'm the best good friend because there's a lot of room to work in, but I feel like I'm decent.
You're decent.
I'm
No, I feel like the type of friend that I am, I feel like I'm a great listener.
good.
I think I am.
She is.
Like you can tell me everything and anything, and I feel like I'm gonna be a great listener. Now, as far as advice, I feel like I'm not that great at it, but I do try to give a good advice, and one that I don't know. I feel like maybe the Lord wants me to give to you as a friend. But I feel like it's a work in progress.
Well, I feel like
for advice.
I feel like advices come as you learn through life.
Uh-huh.
So how can you give advice on something that you yourself haven't gone through?
Yeah.
That's I don't know who else said that to me one day because they were like, I'm not a good advice giver, and I was looking at them, given they're like 19 right now. Okay.
Aww.
In my head, I'm like, baby, like you have not gone through much in life and able to give advice to anybody, like to anyone.
Yeah.
So I think she was trying to give advice to her friend who had a child, and I'm like,
Aww.
you don't even have a child. How are you gonna give advice?
Yeah. It's because we can give advice, but I feel like it's going to be a biased advice.
Yes.
Because one, we haven't experienced that, so it's going to be something that, oh, well, I would do, but I'm saying it because I don't have the children,
I feel like I always lead with that. I'm like, I really don't know because, I haven't gone through this, but my perspective, I always say my perspective of it is this.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like I'm a great listener. So
you are a good listener.
And I think I am the type of friend that you can, I hope you can, or how do I say it? I hope that you can confide in me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am the type of person that if you tell me something and you are confiding that, let's say, secret, or I don't know, just like confession or whatever you want to call it, it's not something that I will go out and tell everybody.
Yes.
Because that I wouldn't want anybody to do that with, if I'm confiding something in you, to go and tell it to the whole world, that is something I would not do. And I don't think I've done. But I feel like I'm not a good friend. I do feel like I'm not a good friend.
She is a good friend.
But let me tell you my reasons. I feel like when it comes to like, well, let's get together. Let's do this.
No, yes,
let's do that. I don't want to blame it on my job, but I feel like sometimes life is so tiring. It really is. And all I want to do is lay in my bed and rot all day. Like, if I could do that, I would do that.
I cannot.
I would lay in my bed and rot in my bed all day.
Y'all, let me tell y'all. So last Sunday, right? I think is what it was. Or Sunday before.
Yeah.
We had planned to go get a sweet treat. Someone here brought it up. She never goes out with us. It's always, the answer is always no, no. And we're like, you suck. We always told her that since she got married, she don't no longer want to hang out with us. And I'm like, wow. So she told us, are y'all thinking of doing anything this afternoon? And we were like, oh, we can go, da da da. And we were all over here, oh yeah, let's make sure that we go because she decided to go. And she was just asking because what was it that we were doing here? I don't know, I can't remember. But she had came to the house and she's like, oh no, I was just wondering if y'all can give me a ride to my mom's house. I was like, wow, I thought you wanted to hang out with us.
But we ended up going.
Yeah, we ended up convincing her.
We ended up going.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
But she does suck at that. She really does.
I do. And I also feel like I'm not a good friend because I know these are just excuses. But, sometimes I feel like the intention was there because I promise you, I think about messaging someone or messaging the person and telling them, I hope you have a great day. But it was just the thought. I didn't act on it. Like, I didn't message the person. And
she wanted to, she would.
Right.
I mean, so I'm just saying,
exactly.
I don't want to judge you because I don't answer messages either.
No, and I feel like I could be more intentional and I'm not. Checking up more.
Yeah.
Which is probably something I didn't do with my past friendships, and that's why we're no longer friends.
I do think about that because I'm not a great messaging you back.
No.
In my mind, I did.
Right, it's because it happened.
Yeah, in my mind,
you
I did.
You see the message and you're like, okay, yeah, of course. And then you just never sent it.
That's why I tell people, if it's always important, call me. Don't text me. If it's an emergency, if it's important, call me. Do not message me because I'm a 3 to 5 business day getting back to you. I don't mean to. It's just like I know this is an excuse and
we're a work in progress.
Yes, but working, household, extracurriculums, it is a lot.
Yeah.
My brain, the majority of the time, is tired. I don't work a physical job the way that my husband does, but mentally, my brain is always on the job. Like, it's literally like on its last bit of juice where I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I always tell people, like, if it is important and if it is an emergency, call me. Don't message me, call me. And if it's something that I need to remember, send a recap. Just like my boss does. Just send me a recap. Because honestly, that helps me better to remember, oh yeah, we did talk about this. Then, and I need to do this for, such and such stuff like that.
Yeah.
But because my life is a little bit busy, and I'm not saying that other people's time and busy lives isn't as important.
Right.
But
it might be different.
Yeah.
Because I feel like talking from my past friends, like right now they're in different seasons.
Yeah.
They're like, they are married as well. Okay, we can relate on that. But they're like mothers. They have children.
Yeah.
Maybe not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. They have 5. I mean, maybe not 5, but they have more than one child.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not going out to the workforce, and that's solely what they're focusing on.
Girl, and I have a lot more grace with people with kids now.
Oh.
Because working with kids, I'm like, good Lord. I only get y'all 8 hours out of the day, sometimes 12. And I'm sitting here waiting for your parent to walk through that door at any time now. I'm like, any time now. Because after 2, girl, I'm like, please come get your kids. Please come get your kids.
Yeah.
I love them. But I do know, like, working with littles is a lot more different. So I do have a little more grace with people with littles because I'm like, nah. And I hate to bother anybody with kids. I really do hate to bother them because I'm like, no, you have enough on your plate. I don't want to be adding more to what you got going on. But it's just, I feel like once you hit that adult life,
it's something else.
I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like, your friendships stop being like it used to be. Because I will say, I do remember a time where before I got married, that it was me the daily, going out with friends, planning our next trip, going to the beach, randomly on a Tuesday, going out to eat somewhere.
Staying up late.
Yeah, going to each other's houses, that was life. And then, in my head, that's what I thought adulthood was going to be too. But girl, no, let me tell you, no, it was not. I feel like slowly, little by little, it stopped. Like the going out, once we all enter that adulthood, it was kind of like, well, I gotta work. I can't do this weekend.
Yeah.
Or I work on Monday through Friday, so I can only hang out on weekends. Or I work Monday through Sunday, so I can only hang out this time amount of the month.
Right.
I don't know if you ever seen the memes where like the friends get their calendars
Yeah.
and like they're like over here trying to figure out, it does
That's
feel
real life.
like that. And I do feel like it's why some friendships also don't last.
Yeah.
Because time gets in the way of it. And I'm like,
or life gets in the way of it. Because look, talking about that, like let's say you have a Monday through Friday job, which is, from 8 to 5. Like the typical one, right? But of course, some of them start earlier and end later.
Yeah.
We don't know. And then what happens after work? You're so tired that all you want to do is go home, cook food, eat food, take a shower, go to sleep. That's it. And then we repeat that Monday through Friday. And then Saturdays and Sundays. So let's say, we have church Sundays. And then Saturdays, we try to do as much as we can. Or we're so tired, we want to sleep in.
Yep.
But then we have so much to do from the week we couldn't get done. That now we want to do it on those 2 days. And it's a lot to balance.
Yeah. And I feel like it's why I'm so protective of my time.
Yeah.
And I do not like when people waste my time.
Yeah.
Because I'm very like, okay, if you told me at this time, this is what I expect at this time.
Let me leave.
But for me, it's because of that. I work a Monday through Friday job that unfortunately it's the 8 to 5.
Yeah.
But after 5, let's be honest, it takes me 45 minutes to get home.
Right.
It's already 6. I still have to come home and cook. I still take classes online. So I still have to check in with that.
That's so hard.
There's still dishes, laundry, food to be cooked. There's a lot to be done. Like my job is not just my job. I still come home to do a job. And I know that sounds crazy. And I am amazed by the people who can do it because it is hard. And I don't even have kids. And that's my thing that I always tell my husband, I'm like, I know I want kids, but babe, that's one thing that really scares me. I don't have kids and my life feels so chaotic sometimes that I'm like, now you add that into the mix, I don't know. I said, I think I'm gonna fall apart. Like honestly, that is something scary to me. And everyone always tells me, they're like, it is. Like you'll fall apart the first 3 months and then you'll find your footing.
Yeah.
Which is true. It's like everything else. Like you end up finding, your footing and everything. But I feel like it's the same thing with friendships. Then what time do you give them?
Right.
Because even sometimes after work and after you're done and after you're laying there in bed texting, I just kind of want to scroll. I don't want to have to think. I don't want to have to talk. I don't want to have to do anything.
But I feel like that's where it comes if you wanted to, you would. So I think that
I take back my answer. I don't think I'm a good friend.
But I feel like I really do think that the being intentional is going to help you in friendships.
Yeah.
Because we're all busy. We're all super busy. We don't really have time. But if we really want to, ignite our friendship and have it flourish and blossom, we're going to make that time.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like not all friendship breakups are bad.
No, some are necessary.
Yeah. I feel like I do solely do believe this, but I believe this with anything and everyone. I believe that there are people that instead of helping you reach the sky, they pull you further down into the ground. it sounds really bad, and it really is, because I don't ever want to think of a person as my limitation, but some people can be your limitation instead of letting
Yeah.
you actually, grow and blossom and,
Mm-hmm.
and be the best version of yourself. Instead, they just pull you right back to something that you don't want to be anymore. And I do solely believe that those are the kind of friendships that you have to lose,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And sometimes they're the friendships that hurt the most, because it could be that are their friends that you've had for such a long time, and you're kind of like, it's just like, what do I do? Like,
Right.
kind of thing. And it's hurtful, but I don't know. I do believe that there are friendships that need to come to an end at one point in life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just necessary. And unfortunately, that's just
Life.
how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Thinking about this right now has me thinking of like every friendship that I've had. I'm like, dang,
Aww.
it's so sad.
Yeah. But again, to all of you that are watching, like I said earlier, value your friendships you do have right now. Learn a lot from them. Grow from them or grow together, but cherish them a lot. And hopefully, I'm hopeful for you that your friendship will be a lifelong friendship, because I feel like that is one of the best feelings, that
Yeah.
you grow old and you're like, this is my childhood friend.
Yeah. I feel like for me, honestly, I feel like I've only had maybe one friend that has rolled over since I've met her through almost every season. And you're always going to hear this name, but I love Anna. But she is that friend that even when I first got married, the friendship between us never changed, which is, I will say, amazingly, like looking back at our friendship, she changed and adapted to every season that I was going through.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that to me is crazy, because I'm like, dang, she is a really good friend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I
She
really
really
don't, I do
is.
not take that friendship for granted at all. Like, that is one of the friendships that I'm mostly, like, so grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, literally, even while married, if there were things that I couldn't do, because, once you get married, there are certain things that, kind of stop and come to an end. She was like, okay, no problem. And we would move on to the next. It was never oh, now that you're married, or ever making me feel guilty kind of, thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I always did notice that in her. Like, with every season that came, she just adapted to what was going on and kept on going. And I'm like, dang, like, that is crazy. Like, that is, for those of you, aim to find that type of friendship. Yes. Or aim to be that friend.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Even us. Like, yeah, we need to adapt to our friends that maybe have children.
Yes.
And like you
I
said,
need to be a better friend about that.
And like you said too, learn to give grace, because I feel like us as humans, we want grace to be given to us, but are we giving grace to others?
Yeah.
And if perhaps, you did have a friendship that is over now, just I do want to say this. There will be more friends that'll come.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be hard to find, but there will be friendships that will come, and that you'll cherish and love, just like you did once upon a time. Another friendship, and you'll probably love them even more. So I would say, learn to let go, and then new will come.
Yeah. Because sometimes friendships last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And, very lucky if you do.
Yeah.
But sometimes it only lasts a season. Mm-hmm. Some end up teaching you lessons. But carry everything that you have learned, and carry every memory with you into every friendship. Like, don't, just because the friendship's over, it doesn't mean that, that it's, gone. That, because you never know, that friendship might rekindle,
Mhm,
or that
mhm.
friendship might be the one that helps you into the next season of your life. So carry everything, every memory, every laughter, every tear, every argument, even. Carry it with you, learn from it, and be thankful for it, because at least you got to experience that friendship. Because sometimes one thing that we can, like, take for granted is the fact that we have friends. Not everyone makes friends easily.
Yeah.
And be grateful to God that, you were able to experience what it is to have a best friend.
Mhm.
But if you learned anything from this episode today, it will be to be
A better
a
friend.
better friend.
An intentional friend.
Yes, an intentional friend, a graceful friend,
Yes.
and
A friend that'll enjoy the moment.
yeah, enjoy the moment. And a friendship breakup is not always forever.
Mhm.
There's many more to come.
Yeah, yeah. So if it's happening or it happened, it's okay. Another friend will show up and you'll love a lot or even more than the one before. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
And you will be okay too, because life continues, sadly, but
It does.
it continues and you'll learn and you'll grow from it.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are to talk about those relationships and friendship breakups. And I don't know, you leave in the comments, what type of friend do you consider yourself?
What type of friend are you?
Mm-hmm.
And would you ever take back a friend that you're no longer friends with? Is another good question for anybody who wants to answer. Have you ever had a breakup in a friendship that ended so badly? What would you have done differently?
Mm-hmm.
If you could sit across from them, what would you say?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. And let's learn and grow.
Yeah, learn and grow. I like that.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, thank you for joining us here on
Sip and
Chat.
Chat. Bye.